So welcome my magnificent millennial friends. A lot of people have asked me to create a video on how to be assertive. And so the first video that I'm making in 2021 is on how to be assertive. So let's dive deeper into what is assertiveness. So assertiveness is technically a communication issue. So our mind, we have been trained by society, by eons of years, in a way that either we are passive, submissive, or we are aggressive in our communication. Passive people, they will withhold their communication, they will suppress their emotions, and like a pressure cooker, one fine day, when the pressure is too much because they're withholding so much of information, so much of communication within themselves, that they tend to burst out, and the moment that pressure cooker bursts, we move from passive submissive behavior to aggressive behavior. Friends, do you think so? Everybody agrees that passivity or submissiveness does not work. Do you think so aggressiveness works? I have been listening to many people, and especially in sales, people are told that you must learn to be aggressive in sales. Now, being aggressive in sales is not, and it is misconstrued as being aggressive. Let me tell you, friends, that aggression never works. It is the middle path, the assertiveness, that really works. What is assertion? Let's look at that. So, it is neither being submissive nor being aggressive at the same time. That is what I would call or define as assertive behavior. So, to go a little deeper into that, assertiveness is an art. So, it's not only about communicating, it's about an art. That means I have to learn to use my left brain, right brain in an appropriate way. And that's exactly what I talk about, the middle path, that you are neither submissive nor aggressive. So, 5 things, a few tips of what is assertiveness and why I call it an art. When you want to be assertive, you have to give importance to feeling as much as to thinking, if not more. If you really look at a lot of people, they are disconnected with their feeling. It's not that they are feeling less or emotionless, but they are disconnected. They are not aware of their feelings, or they are not in touch with their feelings. So it is important for you to be in touch with your feelings when you communicate. Feelings are thousands of them, and if you are aware of your emotions, if you are in touch with your feelings and emotions as much as you are thinking, I think so you will move into the area of assertiveness. Secondly, it's an art, and so you can train yourself, you can habituate yourself into assertiveness. You can very well learn to be assertive in life. Yeah. You have to learn to agree and disagree at the same time. Now, this sounds a little paradoxical, but I believe that life is a paradox. The moment people are born, what do we think about? How long can I live? How not to die? In fact, there are so many paradoxes in our life that we are, this is not by any, accident, that being assertiveness is also paradoxical, because I have to agree and disagree at the same time. Now, your logical mind will not, it will be difficult for the logical mind to accept, how can I agree and disagree at the same time? Well, if you are in touch with your feelings, and if you move into not just understanding and experiencing everything in our lives, experiencing the conversation that we are having, experiencing every little things in your life, is what I would call living the paradox. Most of us are into trying to understand, and we're trying to solve the paradox. A paradox cannot be solved, but it can be experienced, it can be lived. The moment you start living a paradox, it's easier for you to resolve the paradox. You can't solve the paradox, but you can resolve it. Also, compassionate, being empathetic towards others. is an important aspect of being assertive. Okay, empathy plays a very, very important role. So I remember there was a time when I used a lot of affirmations, and I used to call myself, the affirmation that I used at that point of time was, I am ruthless compassion. And at that point of time in my life, I have had some shocking things which happened in my life, those couple of months in my life where I believed that I was one of the greatest facilitators in the world, and a lot of people told me that no, you're not good. In fact, we don't want you, we don't like you as a facilitator. Those 3 months were really shocking. And I boiled it down to this particular affirmation that I was using, that the ruthlessness, because I used to call I am ruthless compassion, people used to get connected with my ruthlessness first, and those people who could sustain that ruthlessness would get connected to my compassion. And what I did was, I reframed my affirmation from I am ruthless compassion to I am compassionately ruthless with myself and others. Now what happened in a few months time, when I started using this affirmation, which I use on a daily basis, people now got the compassionate part of me first, and then they also got connected with the ruthlessness in me, and that made a big change in my life. It helped me to be very, very assertive in whether it was my communication with my relatives, with my students, my classrooms, in corporates, and many other places. And as I said, it's an art, and you can train yourself to be assertive. You require a lot of practice. And as I told you that it's an art, you can train yourself and habituate to be assertive. It requires practice, practice, practice. Practice makes perfect. So go ahead and practice being assertive in life. I'm going to give you 5 tips. Of what makes you assertive. First of all, stand clearly as to what you stand for. Be absolutely clear. Bring crystal clarity within yourself, whether it is about your life, because assertiveness is to be practiced in life. So you can be very, very clear about what is it that you stand for in your life. The moment you have clarity within yourself, your communication will be much more clearer, and you will have a straight conversation with people. So first thing is have clarity about what you stand for. And if you want to practice assertiveness in a situation, be clear what you stand is in that situation. But generally I'm talking about life. Be clear where you want to go. How are you going to be clear? So clarity will come when you can clearly define what are my core values. And it's the values that define our lives. I believe that values are like a periscope. Values are deep down within us. And it is through this filter that we really look at life. So the more clear I am about what my core values are, the easier for me to communicate. And it's easier for me to take a stand. Third part is that there must be congruence, what is there outside and inside, within and without. So what is there within me? What is there outside? Many times we have this internal conflict. Many times when we want to say no, we end up saying yes. Isn't that? So that's not having congruence. What is there within you must be what is there outside you. That means your head and heart must be talking the same language. Bring that congruence. Okay? It's challenging to bring that congruence, but it's not impossible. When you communicate, as I said, that catch the middle path, you have to learn to communicate standing in location of being neutral. We are either we tend to move in this pendulum from one side to the other side. When you're communicating, when you're neutral, you're neither making the communication right or wrong. As I told you that this is paradoxical, but this is one of the critical things. When you stand in a place of being neutral and communicating to people, you will be able to assert yourself. There is a very thin line between assertiveness and aggressiveness. Many times we cross over that and making ourselves aggressive and not really neutral. And finally, you must learn to say no. This by far is the biggest thing that life has given me. I can easily say no to people. I am not scared to say no to people. Never. Okay. Initially, it was very, very challenging for me, but over a period of time, I have learned to say no to people. So these are the 5 things that makes you assertive. So it's your choice. Make a conscious choice to be assertive in life and improve your communication skills. And when I say improve your communication skills means you have to practice active listening, listen to people, take listening courses, train yourself to listen. Listening is very, very challenging. But remember, listening leaders are awesome and they are much more wanted, desired and loved throughout the world. Be a listening leader. Second, curtail your reactive behavior. Learn to respond rather than to react. Learn to use appropriate tonality. 38% of our communication is tonality, and that's a huge chunk of our communication. Just 7% word and rest is non-verbal. Of course, tonality comes in non-verbal. So 38% of the rest, 93% is tonality. So you learn to use appropriate tonality. Be open and honest when you are communicating. Focus on the feelings of self and others. And lastly, if you are clear about what you want to say, if you are clear about your core values, what you stand for, and all the things that I said, a person who is assertive will learn to make I statements. He understands the power of I statements. And there will be times when you will shift from the I statements to we statements. However, when I want to make an assertive thing, I statements play an important role. So go ahead and practice that. Practice all the things that I have said in this video and be assertive in life. Thank you. So friends, if you liked what you heard in this video, share it with as many people as you like. Come to my YouTube channel. I put the link is there on the screen. Copy that link, come to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe it and don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you.